Hello, everyone, and welcome to hypnotherapieschool.net. I'm Kyra Schaefer, and I'm going to tell you how to just give you an analogy of how to explain hypnotherapy to your new clients coming in. One of the biggest challenges is the misunderstanding about what hypnosis is, what it can do, and that kind of thing. People mostly think hypnosis is about clucking like a chicken and and doing these kind of stage things, but it is a legit form of therapy that is capable of massive, massive change. But to explain how the mind works with hypnosis is really important. So whenever I do an intake with a client, I always do this analogy with them when they first get to know what hypnosis is. So pretty straightforward here. We think about the mind, and we think about all of the mind. And so we think of it as a submarine. So we have the submarine here, and we've got the crew members, right? All these crew members, and we have the captain. And we've got our captain, and he is privy and has awareness of the outside world. So he can look through the periscope and see what's going on, right? And so as he sees what's going on, he can shout orders to the crew. All right, so now we've got our kind of setup here. So who's who? So this is your subconscious mind, right? And this is your conscious mind. This makes up 95% of who you are. This makes up 5% of who you are. But here's the deal. Only the captain can see out and see what's going on. Now, the captain is consistently and always looking for danger, warning, and anything that might come up that is dangerous. And so it's negatively geared. It's negative. So your conscious mind is always trying to keep you safe by staying in this negative place. Isn't that interesting? And since it has the outside world information, it's going to stay negative. And so as long as it stays negative, it's going to shout orders to the subconscious mind in a way that continually keeps the entire organism safe to its understanding, right? All right, now the subconscious mind is neutral, right? It's neutral. It doesn't say, oh, well, I disagree with that. It doesn't do that. Instead, what it does, it just goes, okay, fine. So this one is negative. Our conscious mind is negative, and our subconscious mind is neutral. But the subconscious mind, as you can see, makes up 95% of who we are. So if it can change, if it can shift, then a natural result is that the captain will start seeing the world a little bit differently. Isn't that fun? So I think this is a great analogy because it helps us truly understand what's going on. Now, the more we see negatively, the more we see negatively. So we want to make sure that we are always able to look in a new and positive way. But we can't always get there on our own. So what we want to do first is go to our subconscious mind. So how do we even get there? So what's cool is that you have your subconscious mind, and you have your hypnotist. Okay? And your hypnotist, we'll make her a girl. Your hypnotist can bypass the conscious mind and speak directly to your subconscious mind and start giving it new and better instructions. Okay, so that's all well and good, but how do we bypass this captain. He's been there forever. He's negatively geared, or she is, right? And so this part of you is really committed to believing that this negative mindset is keeping all of you safe. But we know better. We know better as the hypnotist. So what we do is we either have the captain go and lay on a beach and relax in the sunshine and chill out. And they're just like having a little cocktail with a straw, right? And so he's relaxing there on the beach, just chilling, right? So we have the captain doing something like that, where it's relaxing the captain, or we send the captain to go and count beans. And you're like, what does that even mean? We're distracting. So we're distracting the captain in some way. So some captains are analytical and they need to go and do something else while the hypnotist is directing the crew members. Or they need to just go and have a vacation, right? And so that's when we get these beautiful beach scenarios and different types of inductions and deepeners that help the captain relax. So when we are doing this over here, and the captain is over here, but it'll tell you this: if we say something as the hypnotist that is too positive, it's too positive, right? Toot. You can remember it now. Toot. If it's too positive, then the captain will say, belay that order. Belay that order. Don't follow that. That's not where we are. That's not who we are. That's not what's really happening. I see all of this evidence. You don't see what I see. I'm seeing all this evidence. So no, we don't get to use that order. So you have to walk this line as a clinical hypnotherapist. And one of those lines is finding the balance between too positive, and too negative, right? So the captain has been saying all the negative orders, right? So the crew is very used to that. It says, I'm not XYZ. I'm not wealthy. I'm not attractive. I'm not happy. I'm not whatever, right? Or I'm too XYZ. I'm too overweight. I'm too unhealthy. I'm too fearful. I'm too whatever. So we've got this type of thing. So enough, right? I'm not enough. I'm not enough in some certain ways. And so then we go to too positive. So our too positive is going to be, I am amazing. I'm great. There's nothing wrong. Everything is totally fine. Feeling good, looking good, feeling positive, right? And even though those things are nice to hear, if the underlying feeling isn't this, then the captain stands up and says, no, that's not true. It's not facts. Okay, so we want to make sure that we give the suggestions in a way that are a middle ground. So we find that in a way that is very cool, and it's called Ericksonian language patterns, which when you come to hypnotherapyschool.net and Schaefer Institute of Hypnosis, we will teach you how to use Ericksonian language patterns effectively. That way you're not going too negative or too positive, and we're able to keep that conscious mind in a relaxed place or in a distracted place so that it can give positive orders. So one example would be, I am looking forward to XYZ. Right? I'm looking forward to it. I'm looking forward to feeling better in my body. I'm looking forward to releasing these fears. I'm looking forward to allowing in more abundance. I'm looking forward to experiencing a better lifestyle. I'm looking forward to it. Doesn't mean it's here right now, because that would make the captain stand up. Instead, it's just I'm looking forward to it. And isn't it nice to just look forward to something? We don't have to have it right now. It doesn't have to happen immediately. But I am liking this idea that it's coming to me, because I like looking forward to things, right? So when we're doing this kind of thing with our clients, this is also a great time, a tremendous opportunity here, that you can talk to them in these ways, in Ericksonian language patterns, if they're coming to you for a particular issue. So if they were coming to you for abundance, or if they're coming to you for weight loss or smoking cessation or whatever it might be, you might add a few of these when you're giving this analogy, when you're giving this description. So there's so much here to unpack. I could probably take this apart even more, but what I want to do is just stay pretty general with it. When you're explaining it, you have your captain. He is negatively geared. That is what his job is. He is meant to find the problems. And because he finds the problems, he relays the problems to the subconscious mind. We can bypass the captain by having the captain go and take a break, go and count beans or other distraction during hypnosis. And then as the hypnotist, you get to find a way to communicate with the subconscious mind that is effective and efficient while that captain is over here. Now, here's the cool result. Once the subconscious mind starts to move in a positive direction, then the captain actually stops seeing as much evidence out there of it needing to stay safe, of it needing to protect, because a lot of the problems are solved by the subconscious mind. Physical, mental, emotional, and spiritual issues can all be resolved by allowing the hypnotist to speak to it differently and more resourcefully. This is how hypnosis works in a very basic and straightforward way. If you explain this to your clients right at the intake, right when you're starting to talk to them, what a natural result is, I get it every time. Every time I would see a client, they would go, oh, that makes a lot of sense. I had no idea that that's how my mind worked. And yes, I do hear myself talking to myself negatively. And yes, I like this idea of it being somewhere in the middle, because eventually you get over to that positive side more regularly. It's baby steps, but there can be massive shifts in consciousness as a result of utilizing your hypnotherapist. And as you, the hypnotherapist, if you explain it this way, your clients will get it, and they will also know that sometimes this does take time. There are no one and done sessions. It is so important that you help communicate that to them as well, because this conscious mind has been talking to them negatively their whole life. And so when we get in there, we are going to cut down that time. You don't have to take an entire lifetime that they've already lived, because you are now doing it in a more resourceful way. And guess what? Guess what? Overall, the coolest thing about this is that every part of you wants to be positive. It wants to be positive. It wants it. So it's going to eat this up. It's going to love connecting with these ideas because it wants to be positive. That's it for me. Thank you so much for watching. Thank you so much for listening. Please go ahead. If you like this, comment, give it a thumbs up, and go ahead and subscribe. We're going to give you lots of really great information for you to work with your clients. Hypnotherapyschool.net, Hypnotherapy School on YouTube. Thank you so much.